Whether you're from Greensboro or recently moved here, at some point or another you'll find yourself asking, what is elsewhere?
The fiction's just as relevant as the reality.
Actually, we should do that. Go around and ask people what they think it is.
In this episode, we attempt to begin to answer that question for you. This is GSOVibes.
Elsewhere really started in 1939 when Joe and Sylvia Gray bought the building. They had noted that trucks were going to New York, taking furniture from the area and driving back empty. So they started sending back broken furniture, fixing it up and selling it through the storefront here. Joe Gray passed away in the 50s. I think at that time she sort of shifted to buying a lot of remnants from the local mills and would go to thrift stores twice a day and bring back objects. But essentially she filled the place floor to ceiling with stuff. Sylvia passed away in the 90s. In the early 2000s, her grandson, George Shear, and a group of friends declared nothing's for sale. Nothing will come in and nothing will leave. And that evolved into 25 to 50 artists a year coming from all over the country and all over the world, have a residency experience where they make projects using the items from the leftover thrift store.
Elsewhere's quirky past leads up to an even more exciting present.
Yeah, nobody pays you to be radical, but I like to think that I curated a political home here and elsewhere. I feel safe to do that work here. It was challenged as a historically white organization to do better, and we have. And so I think what makes us strong as a team here is the fact that we are rooted in anti-racism. And so the work that I do is different from the work that Matthew does. And we read race and we put it at the center of our work as opposed to an afterthought to get people in the door.
Matthew and April provided thorough explanations for how Elsewhere, as a concept and an establishment, accomplishes its mission of broadening the definition of art and utilizing it as a prompt for the discussion of human rights.
Because I don't identify as it was really hard to identify as an artist for a really long time. I'm like, I can't paint, I can't draw, I'm not an artist. But Elsewhere really helped me recognize that how you arrange things can be your art. How I put together my altar at home, how I curate my bedroom, you know what I'm saying? And so now, I take so much pride in those spaces. And I was like, okay, I can be an artist,
We are not a white cube gallery space. It's the things of Elsewhere. It's the collection, it's the building, playing with the toys, doing dress up with the clothing on the second floor, perusing the library, and that's a starting point to having these critical conversations, to having this beautiful community experience where the community is accountable to you and you are accountable to the community.
Places like Elsewhere offer downtown Greensboro safe spaces for open conversation. You can visit Elsewhere and its artist residence on Elm Street. Special thanks to this episode's sponsor, Downtown Greensboro Incorporated. For extended interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, support us on Patreon. You can find more of our work at GSOVibes.com.